Hi Dollar Divas, welcome to Behind the Vanity. I'm Jessica. So in today's video, I'm gonna be doing a full face of my least favorite makeup. And of course, it's the least favorite makeup I have in my collection, not just my least favorite makeup of all time or anything like that. So yeah, basically in each makeup category, I picked like my least favorite product. And this is not an original idea. I've seen this done on many channels, or I've seen the thumbnails pop up from many videos kind of with this idea, and I can't think of any specific videos that I have actually seen because it hasn't been recent, but I have been wanting to do this video idea for a long time. But like I said, I cannot take credit for it. It has been done before, but I thought it was kind of fun. So if you are new to my channel, first of all, thank you so much for joining me, and I do hope you will stay, and I do hope that you will subscribe as well. And if you're returning, again, thank you so much always for returning. I appreciate it so very much. So yeah, if you want to see me do a full face of my least favorite makeup, definitely keep on watching. So the least favorite eyebrow product that I have in my collection, if you're not new to my channel, you might think you know what that is, because I do have a product that I use that I sometimes say it's a little hard for me to work with, but it's not that product. No, no, no. It's something that you probably have only seen in my declutter / collection series when I went through my eyebrow products and my eyeliners and all that good stuff. And this is kind of an older product of mine, and I would say out of all my eyebrow products, this is probably my least favorite. It is the Hard Candy Brows Now Brow Fiber Gel and Highlighter. And generally speaking, I want to like the idea of a brow mascara, but I don't have a lot to work with, so it's hard for me to just use like a brow mascara. And this is probably like my oldest one, and I just don't really reach for it. And then the little highlighter on the end, I'm gonna use as well. So I'm just gonna use this product in its entirety. So kind of a byproduct of this video is, even though it's makeup that out of my collection, it's like my least favorite stuff, I'm not so sure that when I get done with the makeup look that I won't really like the makeup look. You know, oftentimes we can make things work. So we'll see if at the end of the video, if I feel that way or not. So I'm definitely excited. I don't know which shade this in. This has been something that I've had for a long time. So let's just go right in. It's actually not doing too bad. I do like a really precise kind of a brow. And a lot of times brow mascaras just don't do that for me. I do have an LA Colors brow gel that I got at the Dollar Tree and used in a video recently. And the reason that could be my least favorite because it's in black, and obviously I should not be using a black eyebrow product, but I didn't want to pick that one just for the shade. I want to hold judgment out on that for when I find a color that is better suited for my hair color. So that is why I didn't include that one. I didn't want to just say, oh, this is my least favorite eyebrow product because it's in the wrong shade. You know what I mean? It's not fair to the product. Like I said, this is not a bad product. I just, in general, out of all my eyebrow products, a brow mascara is just not gonna be my favorite, you know? I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, it really looks good, but when you do a video like this, you have to pick something. So I recently did a video where I shared with you the products in each makeup category that I would keep if I could only keep one. And when I recorded that video, I'll have it linked down below. When I recorded that video, I didn't realize it was a tag started by one of my favorite ladies here on YouTube, Kelly Gooch. And so I apologize for that, but I did write it in the description. But I did that video, and you know, again, I love so many things. Every category could have had 3 probably in that, but I had, you know, when you have to pick one, you have to kind of justify, and you have to kind of find your reason, you know? So that was a fun video. Again, some categories were way easier than others. It's also hard to even out your brows when you use one of these types of products. Like if your brows are uneven, like most of ours are, it's hard to really kind of even them out. So you just kind of have to work with what you got when you use one of these products. But this eyebrow did not come out as good as this one. So not terrible, definitely not my favorite, but I have some eyebrows, so that's a good thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a concealer to kind of prime my eyelids and kind of clean up around my eyebrows. And of course, this is gonna be the concealer that I use to conceal as well. And so I would say this is definitely my least favorite concealer in my collection. It's this LA Colors concealer from the Dollar Tree. I have the shade Nude. And so I'm just gonna kind of prime my lids the way I normally do with my L'Oreal Infallible. Of course, one of the things wrong for priming my lids with this particular concealer, I generally tend to go for a concealer that's a little on the lighter side, kind of for my eyes, for my face, kind of for everything. And so of course this is probably the lightest I could find, which I feel is not quite light enough for my taste for my concealer. So that's a thing. But again, not, you know, I don't want to just go by shades alone because shades vary. So where I can help it, I'm trying not to judge it based on that. It's just a really thin formula. Now, I don't mind like a lighter coverage concealer. I have an e.l.f. one from the Dollar Tree that's pretty light, but it looks nice and the shade's really good. And this concealer is just kind of very underwhelming. I definitely do not recommend it. And you know I love a lot of LA Color stuff. I love a lot of stuff from the Dollar Tree, but I do not recommend this concealer. So, I mean, I did a little bit. You really can't tell a whole lot, but you know, we're gonna go through the process. So now I'm gonna go under my brow bone with that highlighter. And it's just kind of like this crayon highlighter product. I mean, it's really kind of pretty. So I'm just gonna kind of go under my brow bone with this. See if that can't help clean it up a little bit too. Gosh, I just got such messy edges to my eyebrows. I mean, I don't love it. It just doesn't look as clean as I normally like it to look. So moving on, and we will revisit this later. So it's time to go in with eyeshadow. So I would say out of all my palettes, my least favorite, and this might shock some people because of the brand, but it's the Urban Decay Naked Basics. This is the first one, which I do not think they make anymore. I think you can still get the second one. And then of course you can get the heat version of this, I believe. But I've had mine for a while and I can't really tip it up very well to show you because this color here on the end is falling out of the pan, but I've gotten a lot of use out of this. I've used it on this channel before. It's just one of those palettes though that it's just not my favorite. You know what I mean? It's never been one of my favorite. I've never liked it as much as I've wanted to. So, you know, that just happens sometimes. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Foxy. It's the second one in. It's kind of a matte, kind of a ivory shade. And I'm just gonna kind of go all over with this. It's really not doing a whole lot, honestly. Yeah, I've always thought, I actually found, speaking of Kelly Gooch and who started that tag, I actually found her through her review for the Naked Heat version of this, the Naked Heat Petite, I think it's called, palette. And she convinced me not to buy it. You know, because these eyeshadows, if you own these eyeshadows, you know they're very powdery and that kind of thing. And just, you know, I do like shimmers. I like mattes, but I like shimmers too. So, like I said, I thought I would get way more use out of this palette than I have. I'm gonna go into the color Naked too, and just kind of build it up on the lid a little bit, like into the crease and stuff. Like I said, I don't know if I'm not liking these eyeshadows as much, like, because I'm really not liking it, like right now, like at all. And I don't know if some of that is the fact that I'm not really priming my eyelids the way I normally do. Okay, so now, I mean, there's really not much you can do with this other than kind of a natural eye or like a smoky eye. So I'm gonna probably do a smoky eye because you know me. I'm gonna go in with the shade Faint. It's this brown shade right here. And I'm just gonna kind of take that and kind of focus in on like the outer part and onto the lid just a bit. And then just kind of try to blend it out real good. I went ahead and put some e.l.f. tapes on because I think this dark shade is gonna get kind of messy. I always forget to use these things. I never remember, ever, ever, ever. So I'm gonna go in with a kind of a more tightly compact brush and go into the shade Crave. And I'm just gonna really, like I said, make a smoky eye because that's about all you can do. Really kind of want to blend this a little bit better. Ooh, it's not looking great. I don't really do like just a traditional smoky eye very often. I use a lot of color and stuff, but I have liquid eyeliner. I'm gonna fix this, but this is what we got so far. So, you know, we're just working with it, you know? So I'm gonna set that aside for right now. I'm gonna go ahead with some liquid liner, and I like this liquid liner. I do. It's just out of all of the ones that I have, it's my least favorite. So, like I said, some of these products I actually do like. They're just my least favorite in the category. And then some I really don't like. So, but this is the Believe Beauty liquid eyeliner. This is in Midnight Jaguar. And really, I can say that I don't like this for the shade, because look at it on my hand. It's really not like super black, and it's a little patchy. And I always like a black liquid liner, so I'm sure this was the only black that I could find. So it's just not like strong enough for my taste. So I'm gonna kind of try to clean this up a bit, kind of angle it out a little bit better. It just, when I put it on, it feels like I can never get close enough to my lash line. Like I always have like a space between the liner and my lash line, and it's not because I don't bring it down there, it's because of that patchiness. See, let me show you again. I got 3 different types of lines, and you can see how it's not that it skips, but it just deposits. It's stripedy, you know what I mean? It's kind of it's a weird thing, and it does that on my eyelids, so I never feel like I'm close enough to the end of my eye, and I totally am, you know? However, I will say that liquid eyeliner helped this tremendously. So moving on. Now, I do have a least favorite mascara that I've tried, but I don't currently have it in my collection because I just used it up. But it's the LA Colors from the Dollar Tree that comes in a little black tube. It's just like a nothing mascara. It literally just does nothing, but most of the time I only really wear mascara for under my lashes, so it does not matter. So I'm just gonna pop on some mascara, and then we're gonna go into the eyelashes that I like the least. So for lashes, these were a little bit of a disappointment. I have not worn these since my full face of Believe Beauty that I did a few months back. I'll have that link down below too. But these are the Believe Beauty, and I love so many things from that brand. Their foundation, their blush, their bronzer, their highlighter, their lip gloss, they have a contour stick. They have some amazing products. But the eyelashes I was not a fan of, and I was not a fan of them because they're a very affordable line of makeup. Like all their makeup is in the $4 to $5 range. So it's cheaper than most things you find at the drugstore anymore. But the lashes, I believe, were $4.50, and that's like the price of like the Ardell's. I mean, sometimes even a little bit more if I can find a sale on the Ardell's. So really the lashes are not a great deal, and I just didn't like them. I like a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff from the Dollar Tree that I like way more in the lash department. So yeah, so I'm either sticking to some stuff at the Dollar Tree or my Ardell's. So these I just was not a fan of, and this is in, I guess, the style Glamorous. And they look really pretty, and I can't remember exactly what I didn't like about them other than the fact that, I don't know, I just didn't like them. So for Lash Glue, I have a lot of Lash Glues that I really like. I've never actually really hated a Lash Glue. I don't get the Ardell that comes in the white tube, you know, the one that's very popular, it comes in the white tube, because I don't like the smell of it, so I tend to use some other things, but pretty much they all make my eyelashes stick on the same. So I have like really not many gripes about any eyelash glue I've ever tried. But if I had to pick one out of my collection, it would be the LA Colors Lash Adhesive in black. And the only reason is because I'm very unpracticed in using a black eyelash glue. So I tend to make a little bit of a mess, but it works great. It makes your eyelashes stick. It's just if I have to pick one, I might as well pick it. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply these lashes and be right back. Okay, so lashes are on, and I went ahead and left the mess that I made on purpose so you can see. I have a lot of experience putting lashes on. It's just I have a lot of practice. I've been doing it for years. And you can see on this eye where it got down kind of in the bottom of my eye. And then over here you can see how it kind of went up right here. And so definitely if you're a beginner, do not get the black lash glue. It's good because it does, sometimes the white glue, even though it says it dries clear, it does sometimes tend to leave a little bit of like a line, like a film, which the black isn't supposed to, but it is messy. It does get on your fingers. And like I said, I'm pretty experienced in putting lashes on. And so if you're new, it's just a mess. And like I said, even though I'm experienced, And it's good glue. I mean, the lashes are gonna stick and I can clean up the mess. It is a little bit frustrating for sure. So like I said, that's the only reason why it's my least favorite. So I'm gonna go ahead and just clean this up and be right back. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna go into face products and then finish up the eyes. So for my face products, it's actually a CC cream. Really for me, I do like a lighter coverage. I'm not a huge full coverage foundation kind of girl. So for me, like a tinted moisturizer or a foundation or a BB cream, are kind of all the same. I really do kind of treat them equally for me and my collection. And one of my least favorite foundations that I've ever tried is the LA Colors Liquid Makeup. It comes in a pump bottle, and I have one here somewhere. It's in the wrong shade, but I have had it in the right shade, and it's just very thin and very underwhelming, and that used to be my least favorite, but my new least favorite has been topped. I actually made a couple of videos wearing this because it was in a makeup basket a few months ago, and I got it in an Ipsy Glam bag, and I literally thought my skin was just getting bad. It looked crinkly and terrible. And I finally, after a little while, realized it's the CC cream. It is the CC cream. And it gets really good reviews, but it's this Honeydew Trick and Treat CC Active Moisturizing Cream with honey and propolis. It's a color correcting formula with treatment benefits, and it's for light to medium skin tones. And I just feel like this stuff made me look awful. So we're gonna go in with it. I'm actually excited. Leave it to a video like this to actually make you excited about makeup that you don't like. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it. See, it's like, it's really thick. I mean, it's definitely got coverage, and like I said, it settled into every nook and cranny and settled into nook and crannies that I didn't know existed until I wore this, so. But you know, maybe it was a time. Maybe my skin wasn't as good or something. I don't know. So we will just see. I'm always willing to give everything another chance. Then I have this brand new Sassy Plushie blending sponge. And honestly, I was probably on my other one when I was using this last time. So it covers really well, as you will see. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe I'll feel differently. Now, I know I'm gonna feel a certain way when this video is done, and if that changes when I watch the playback. So by the time the end of this video is, before I watch the playback, I'll have an opinion. And if for some reason my opinion changes when I watch the playback in editing, I will let you know. But I don't know if I'm gonna feel differently about this. I actually feel like my skin is in better shape now than when I was wearing this last time. So I can't imagine that I'm gonna feel different. But you never know, feelings change over time. You know, sometimes you have something that was your favorite and it's not anymore, and vice versa, you know? Like right now, I like it. I just don't know how that is going to change. Okay, so foundation's done, and so now I'm gonna go in with that concealer again, and we're gonna go under the eyes and anywhere that I feel I need to conceal. This little spot on my face, that CC cream really did a good job covering it up. Like I said, I don't think the problem wasn't coverage. It was definitely like, it just made my skin look dry and crinkly. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. concealer brush and okay, so concealer's on, and I do feel like it did a little something for under my eyes. Like I said, I just like a slightly lighter color, so not too bad though. Definitely not too bad. I actually didn't put any on my spot right here, so CC cream did a really good job covering it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and use powder next before I use bronzer and blush. So kind of my least favorite banana powder. There's another setting powder in my collection that I have that was a very close contender with this. It's the Tarte Amazonian Clay Smooth Operator Finishing Powder, and I don't love it, but I think I like this less, mainly because this has some really bad flashback. I have some pictures where you could just like see everywhere I applied it. It's the Joa Selfie Ready Setting Powder in Banana. This may have been in a regrets video sometime, and I did hang on to it just to have like as an emergency, but so I'm gonna go ahead and use my Real Techniques sponge. I use this a lot to apply banana powder, and then I will tap off the excess with a brush. Now with this product, it's not that I don't like what my skin looks like, although I do have to wear it when I'm not tan, because it does look a little talky, kind of like talc when I'm a little bit more tan. But when I'm not tan, I don't mind the way it looks on my face. It just has some flashback, which is not good. And I'm not sure that the Tarte Amazonian Clay doesn't have any flashback either. I just don't have any pictures of myself wearing it where it's done that. But so I'm gonna go ahead and brush off the excess. So yeah, like I said, not terrible enough for me to throw away, but yeah, it's definitely not my favorite banana powder. We all know my favorite banana powder is Bella Pierre and Shop Miss A. So yeah, not too bad. You know, it does the job, but it's just not my favorite. So now I'm gonna go in with bronzer. And this was an easy, in my collection, I have a lot of bronzers that I like, that I rotate through frequently, and a lot of them are matte. Well, I got this in an Ipsy. This is from Dirty Little Secret Cosmetics. This is in Skinny Dip, and it is a bronzer that is really shimmery. So of course it is my least favorite, so we're gonna use it today. So I'm just gonna go in with a fluffy brush the way I always do with my bronzer. Also too, I'm under studio lights, so it may not look as bad under the studio lights as it would like out in the sunshine. So I'm very aware of that as well. But you know, you have to go out in the sunshine. I mean, you know what I mean? You're gonna go outside if you're wearing makeup. I know if I'm wearing makeup, if I'm not just simply filming a video, I'm out, you know what I mean? I'm doing something and I don't wanna have like, I don't wanna look crazy, you know? Yeah, I mean, it is very shimmery. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I think you can, but it looks like I'm wearing highlighter. It looks like I'm wearing highlighter. Now there is a color payoff. It is bronzy, but it is very, very shimmery. And I'm gonna be adding a highlighter just because I have one of those that's my least favorite as well. And these are makeup products that I use regularly. I use blush, bronzer, and highlighter very often together. So yeah, like I said, it's not too bad. It really doesn't look that bad under camera lights, but I think it would look a little crazy out in the real world. So for my blush, this isn't a terrible blush, it's just my least favorite out of my collection. It's from Dome. Again, got this in an Ipsy. It's an English Rose. And you've seen it, I've used it, I've had it in my makeup baskets and everything like that. And for me, it's just kind of, it's a pretty color, but I think on my skin tone, it's a little underwhelming. So let me find a brush to apply this with. So I'm gonna apply this. Now this might be actually a pretty decent blush for me if I'm not tan, which I'm not really tan right now. It's actually really pretty. It's really pretty. Not something I could really wear for the stage because it's just not strong enough, but yeah, that is my least favorite blush in my collection. So we're gonna go back to the eyes and then go to lips. So I'm gonna go ahead and do like I normally do. I'm gonna line my eyes with pencil for like the waterline, and I'm gonna use my LA Colors Auto Liner in black. This is my least favorite eyeliner pencil I've ever used. So much so that I normally use this as like a lip liner. So let's just go ahead and try to get this in the waterline. I think the last time I used this, I used it in a full face of LA Colors. It didn't do as bad as like a time I used it last year, so I don't know if they've changed their formula. They very well may have. It is going on my waterline a whole lot smoother again. So, you know, they may have changed the formula of this since like last year. That's really not bad. That's really not bad. It's going on my waterline really very well. Now with that said, I don't know how long it'll last because I haven't really been wearing this in my waterline, so that I don't know. But I do know there was a time that this wouldn't apply to my waterline like at all. I may be wrong about this. That's done a really good job. Hey, that makes me happy. I would love to be able to buy my eyeliner from the Dollar Tree and love it. I recently found an e.l.f. black eyeliner pencil that out of the buying stuff at the Dollar Tree, that would be like my go-to if you could find that. And I do see these e.l.f. products pretty regularly, but I might have to compare them now because that's a really nice result. I mean, that's rich. That looks rich. It looks really good. I'm impressed. Hey, I don't mind being wrong. I do not mind being wrong. My husband might not say that, but I really don't. So I'm gonna line under my eyes with another shadow. So I think I'm gonna go into this faint shade right here. and just line right underneath my eyes. Okay, I'm gonna say that my eyes are done. I might try to blend the shadows out a little bit because you can see they're kind of a mess, and that's because I don't have a shimmer. I don't have a shimmer in this palette, and I need a shimmer. If I had a shimmer, I would have a beautiful cast of shimmer on the inner half of my lid. Shimmer forgives mistakes, I feel. So I'm gonna go in and just kind of try to blend this out with a couple shades. I'm gonna go into these two right here and kind of mix them and just try to kind of try to smooth this out just a little bit so it's just not so splotchy looking. Oh, that helps. That helps. Doesn't make me not miss a shimmer shade, but it definitely is gonna help salvage this for sure. Man, I'm realizing now how not often I do just a regular straight up smoky eye. I actually joke that I always do like a smoky eye of something, but I'm always using color or shimmer. I never just do like a legit old school smoky eye. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna go with lips. I've got a lip liner and a lip product. This was in a recent makeup basket. And again, I have to go with shade on this because I've used cheap lip liners, I've used expensive lip liners. The quality doesn't bother me. If I have to press a little harder, that's fine. If I don't, that's fine. Color, ultimately, for a lip liner for me is make or break. I do like a darker lip liner, so it is hard for me to find something kind of darker than my lips that's not like a plum or something like that. I like to find I always have a hard time finding like the perfect dark nude lip liner, and I do have my favorite, but this is out of all of my lip liners, and I have a lot that I don't reach for a lot because they are too light for my taste. This one's probably the worst for me. It's the Jante Blue Lip Liner Pencil in Natural Beige. I think I received this in an Ipsy some time ago. So we're gonna go in with this, and it's just my least favorite lip liner shade. In fact, you won't even see it on my lips. I have it on this side and not on this side. You can't tell. You can't tell. So it's practically worthless as far as I'm concerned in my collection. But we'll finish it anyway. We'll take it all the way around. That way we can say we did. I'll even fill in too. So for lip colors, again, it's not really a quality thing. It's kind of a color thing of what I have in my collection. It's kind of a tie between two, so I'm gonna do half my lip with one, half the other, and see which one is actually my least favorite. But I do have a couple swatches here on my hand. On your left is from the brand Manna, and it's the shade Sienna. On your right is Still a Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the shade Patina. And they just end up being a little underwhelming on my lips. Like I said, they're nice, especially this is like a nice lip product. It's just, I'm not in love with the shade. I'll do the right half with the Stilla. And I have used this a lot on my channel. But when it came right down to it in my collection, it is my least favorite, oddly enough. Sometimes it's what I need for a look, but as just a straight up lip product, it's not my favorite. And then this one here we'll do on the other side. I really can't decide. The Manna is shinier for sure, and it's a little bit warmer of a color, a little bit peachier, and then the Stilla side is more matte, and it's a little bit more mauve-esque. I'd say my least favorite is the Stilla. So I'm gonna take it off and just replace it all with the Stilla. I forgot one very important thing before we wrap up this video. I got this in a beauty subscription at some point. It's the Milk Makeup Highlighter, and I just do not love it. I just do not love it. So let's go ahead and apply some of this as if I need any more shimmer on my face. I've kind of become very partial to like powder highlighters, and with liquid highlighters, I like to sometimes put them in my foundation. So this kind of stick highlighter, I think is just a little, I don't know, it's just too, you know what I mean? I don't know. But it does look really pretty. It does look really pretty, but I would never spend the money that they ask for the Milk Makeup I would never buy this, would never purchase it. I just like too many other things that are cheaper, way better. Okay, so now that I've got all of this makeup on, I don't hate the overall look. Kind of the eyebrow area with the highlight underneath makes me uncomfortable. Now, granted, my brows look very soft, but I'm not in love with my eyebrows, and I'm not in love with the underbrow bone highlight. Now, my brows have a more natural look. It's almost like if I did have some brow hair, this is probably what they would look like in a very natural way. But not in love with my eyebrows. I think my right one came out way better than my left. It's probably because I have more hair there, or it's a little bit better of an eyebrow shape or something. The eyelashes actually aren't as bad, and I was able to clean up the glue pretty good, so the eyelashes might get a second wind. They might, I'm sure, I mean, I'm gonna hang on to them and use them because I can always use lashes for my show and for videos. I don't dislike them as much as I thought I did, but I will definitely not repurchase them because of the price point, and I just don't like them enough to pay $4.50 for them. I'd rather spend $1 for the Ionies at the Dollar Tree. The eyeshadow palette, again, very, very underwhelmed. I like a smoky eye, but I think I would get a better result using a different palette, and I kind of like to have a little bit of a shimmer. I really just kind of felt like I needed to just kind of go with a palette for this, because, you know, we are all palette crazy. And so I did want to kind of use my least favorite palette and have it kind of shine on its own or not shine on its own. So I love, like I said, I really should do a smoky eye look, like a traditional smoky eye more often, but this palette will probably not be how I go about getting it. Mainly because I have a lot of these neutral shades in other palettes with some other things that I could throw in. And then of course, like I said, I will put a liquid inner corner highlight in there because I do think it needs it. And the face makeup, the CC cream, I don't hate it right now. Like I said, I don't know if my skin is just better. I will definitely keep it, and I will use it because I will use it for like my show and stuff like that. So I'm gonna definitely hang on to it. I'm not gonna declutter it. So yeah, so the face makeup, I'm not hating it right now. The concealer didn't do terrible at under my eyes. Like I said, that CC cream actually covered my dark acne spot right here, probably better than anything I've used since I've had that. Better than any concealer. I may hang on to this as a concealer. That might be the thing to do for things like that because it did a fabulous job. Yes, so I'm definitely hanging on to that. The bronzer is kind of pretty, but I'm a little afraid to walk out in natural sunlight. And it's a little too dark to really be a highlighter. So again, just not something that I love. The blush is a little prettier than I remember. Like I said, I don't hate this blush. It's just the most underwhelming in my collection, but I will definitely hang on to it and use it. If not, I might pass it on to a friend. I'm not really sure. So the jury's still out on that. I will definitely probably keep my banana powder. I've gone through about half of it, so I'll probably just go ahead and hang on to it as well. And probably a way around the flashback issue is to maybe just lightly dust it on my face rather than bake my face with it. So yeah, very, very underwhelmed with the palette, as I knew I would be, as I have been for a long time. The eyebrow mascara, I'm gonna actually go ahead and toss this. It's old. I have a couple brow mascaras that I'm not gonna use probably very much. So I don't need another one. Like I said, it's old, so this is definitely gonna get tossed. The liquid eyeliner, even though it's not my favorite, I will use it, so this will definitely stay in my collection. It's definitely not like a bad product at all by any stretch of the imagination. Just my least favorite, but I will use it and keep it. So along with the lashes, I've got the black eyelash glue that I will also keep. I need to practice with it a little bit more. I might get really good at using it. I definitely think this attempt was better than my first attempt, so of course I'm gonna keep that because it is a good lash glue. And I really would like to master using a black eyelash glue. The lip colors I will definitely keep, mainly for filming purposes. You know, I'm never gonna wear this probably. I might wear it out in the real world. Generally, when I'm out in the real world, I am gonna wear like a lip liner and like a lip gloss. Not really so much a shade like this, although I may wear this Manna one more often now that I've given it a little bit more of a chance. But I'm gonna keep this one here definitely for filming purposes because sometimes you need this shade of lip. So I will definitely hang on to them. The concealer I will get use out of as well. So I'm gonna hang on to it. Again, it's kind of light coverage, but I will use it. I just won't be using it to prime my lids at all because it's pretty much useless for that or cleaning up my eyebrows, but I will keep it for like under my eyes for sure, especially if I want a little bit of like a light coverage. The lip liner, I'm gonna also go ahead and just get rid of because it literally does nothing for my lips. So there's really no sense in hanging on to it. I don't really want to gift it to anybody. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss it. And the highlighter, I think I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to it. It's almost gone. I've used enough of it to where you can kind of see it's at the very end right there. So I will probably just go ahead and hang on to it and try to use it up. I'm kind of thinking my next makeup basket is gonna be products that I wanna use up. So I might hang on to that for that video. So yeah, I'm gonna hang on to this and finish it up. Cause it's really not that bad. I really don't know why I haven't used it other than the fact that I do love other stuff so much better. And it is my least favorite in my collection. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to use it up. So yeah, in conclusion, overall, my makeup doesn't look that bad. Am I 100% confident? No. And like I said, I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I watch the playback of this video and editing. So yep, I am gonna declutter 2 products and then still give the other stuff time. So that is the conclusion of this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button. It helps me and my channel out so much. If you made it this far and you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe and hit that bell, that way you don't miss an upload. Comment down below in the comment section what makeup products you have that are the least favorite in your collection, yet you hang on to them. Let me know, I'd love to hear what some of your answers are. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.